let's talk about a really cool content development tool that does a whole bunch of things. I love it. I use it constantly, and I recommend it to you. It's one of the things that I love about it is that it uses AI really, really well. So it's not using AI to actually write your content for you. It's using your AI to do the work so you don't have to do the work, so that you can write amazing content, which is exactly the way I feel we should be using AI in many cases right now. So as I said, I recommend it to you. I'm going to show you a link to it in just a moment. The tool is called ContentPace. What ContentPace does is it helps you gather all the information and gives you ideation and writing tools to enable you to write better content faster. So if you're creating content, hey, you might as well write great content that does well in the search engines. This tool helps you do that. If you are needing a regular set of content like emails and YouTube videos and blog posts and things like that, this gives you lots of great ideas about what people are actually looking for out in the world. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to introduce you to ContentPace. I'm going to show you a couple of key features of it. Then I'm going to show you how to use it to create best of web content, which is essential to getting SEO results. Then the third thing I'm going to do for you is I'm going to show you how you can use their ideation tools to make your life so much easier. So whether you're creating content, whether you're creating emails, whether you're creating YouTube videos, these tools will help you do that. And in the process, I'm also going to show you an affiliate link. Why? I recommend it whether you have an affiliate link, whether you use my affiliate link or not, but hey, I'm recommending it. If you wish to do that, I'd love you to do that. So let's do this. Let's jump over to their site. So here is ContentPace. Here is my affiliate link down here at the bottom to show you how to get to it. So basically what this is doing is it goes out and does this competitor analysis for you automatically, going out and grabbing the top 50 results in Google for whatever search term you put in, and then it gives you all kinds of information from those sites to help you write better content for yourself. So that's the core of it. That's what I'm primarily going to be showing you. It also has a brief editor that allows you to create an outline for your content very easily from the information that's given you. I will show you how to do that in just a moment. They've got some other things, and they've got a content editor that allows you to be able to take that brief and automatically drop things in. And it's got some media management, things like that. Then if you use their content editor, it'll go in and compare you to those top 50 and say, okay, how's your word count? How's your readability? How's your keyword frequency? All those kinds of things like that. Then it also has the ability to organize your content calendar and determine when you're going to do what. Lots of tools out there do that. These are not the most valuable areas of the tool. This one's valuable because it allows you to use this as a team and have different team members be able to use it all in the same place. So really, really great there. It's available in 14 different languages, and it's just $27 to get started. That gives you 20 of these reports per month. I think it's an absolute, this is a great deal, and you ought to do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now that I've reviewed those features, I'm going to drop into the main element of this, which is called the topic content analysis report. What I've done here is I've run that report on the term email deliverability, which is getting your email into the inboxes of the people who are who you're sending it to, okay? So we're not going to talk a lot about email deliverability. What we're going to talk about is what Content Brief does to enable you to do that. And by the way, I've clicked this little button up here which says View Content Brief, which brings up this editor. I'm going to show you that in a few moments. Okay, so what this does is, as I said, it goes out and gathers the top 50 results in Google for the keyword that you put in. And then it gives you a bunch of data back from there. And so it says, okay, the average for the top 50 results is 2688 words. The highest word count is 6,384. The lowest is 407. And then it says, okay, the the average reading level on this thing is college grade. And so that's saying most people are writing college level language as they do this. Ignore the average keyword frequency. There's a bunch of people who still believe that keyword frequency has something to do with your ranking in SEO. It doesn't. So don't pay attention to that. Just ignore that. Okay. But here's an interesting little graph that shows you the pages that are ranked number 1 through 10 for this term email deliverability on average 3,774 words. So if you're going to write the best of the web content, which is something that I strongly recommend, if you're going to write content, you might as well write the best of the web out there. And this tool is designed specifically to help you do that. And so it's saying you probably ought to write about 3,800 words if you want to be able to rank in that first position on that first page of Google. Notice this, those that are in ranking number 11 through 20 are 1,000 words shorter. And then another 700 words shorter for the ones who rank 21 through 30. By the way, I'm just going to step back and point something out to you. What I just showed you is very, very common. As I've used this tool, I have found that almost invariably, the top first page of Google rankings almost always are longer than those on the next 2 pages. What does that tell you about what Google wants in terms of content that it's going to rank on the search engines? Hey, you probably ought to write a little bit more. Don't just give us a quick review, write a little bit more. All right, let's go back to the program here. All right, and then you can do that for readability. You can do that for keyword frequency. This is interesting. Images. So the top 10 have 18 images on average. The next ones have 15, etc. Headlines is basically saying H2, H3, H4, those subheads in your work. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment. On average, the first page has 36. The second page has 22. That's probably part of the fact that they're 1,000 words longer. All right. And then you can see these other elements. All right. So here's part that's interesting, not particularly useful. So what it says is, okay, here's your first ranked in Google. It has 407 words. This one is probably ranking because it's got a whole bunch of links, not because of the quality of the writing, but the number of links that it's got coming in. I wish, hey, ContentPace, if you watch this, give us a list of give us the number of links here on this table. It's so important. And this score right here is ContentPace has created a set of criteria that they believe gets you high in the search engine. It's saying, okay, based on that criteria, this particular article scores it at 35. The second one here scores it at 87. So we've got an outlier here, which is probably driven by links again. But this shows you, okay, the second one down has 5,000 words long. It's 10th through 12th grade language. Keywords in there 41 times. The image is there 16 times, etc. And you can click here to actually view the article, and so you can read the actual article and see what it is and how it works. Okay, all right. This isn't the most important part. Let me show you the part that I love and that I use constantly. It's this. What it's done is it's gone out to each one of the top 50 articles, and it says, what are their H2s, H3s, H4s, H1s, all those things. For those of you who don't know, an H2 is basically a subhead that you give as you create that page. You say, this is important, so give it this ranking of H1 or H2 or H3. And so that's why you can look at an article, and let's just come back up here and view this article again. So here's this. That's an H2. Here's this one. That's an H2. This is an H2. So it's the subheads in the article. That's what it's showing you here. So what it's basically doing is, for most people, this is their outline. So why deliverability matters? Now they're going to talk about that. Then what is good email deliverability rate? They're going to talk about that. Then, by the way, these are H3s. See, they've got some subheads. And now we go back to a main subhead. So it's showing all that. All right. So what this tool does, and this is the part that I love about it the most, is it's gone out and gotten those outlines for every one of the articles in the top 5 pages of Google and given you those. So that so that you can look at this and say, okay, if I want to write an article about email deliverability, let's just scan down this. Okay, we're going to ignore this one because that's the one that only has 407 words. Okay, what is a good email deliverability rate? What is a good email deliverability rate? I bet you if we go down, we'll find others that have what is a good email deliverability rate. And so you may want to include that in your article. And then basically what this is doing is saying, and by the way, this second article, this mail trap one, is a great article. I mean, just looking at this outline, what is email deliverability versus email delivery, why email deliverability matters, how to track email deliverability, and just goes down and describes all these elements of what it takes to get good deliverability. Now I'm going to show you this because this is important. The content brief editor, basically what this does is, I'm going to show you in a minute, that this is the number of times different keywords are used. I don't ever use this number of times because, again, that's how you start playing games with Google that Google hates. But it does say, hey, you probably ought to have this concept of hard bounce and soft bounce and an email sender score and email deliverability test. You probably ought to have those words in your article. But here's the reason why I like this. All right, remember we said, hey, what is good email deliverability rate? Double click it. What did it do? Oh, it just added it. So let's click this again. Oh, there it is. Oh, I double clicked it, so I added it twice. You only have to click it once. Okay, so it just added it to this brief. So let's do this. How to test email deliverability. Okay, it just added that too. So you see what I'm doing here is I'm going through the articles that are in the top 50, and I'm just taking the headers, the subheads that they're using, and I'm building my article with those ones by just clicking them. And here, this is also a great article, this HubSpot one about how to build your email deliverability. Well, you probably ought to don't buy an email list, don't scrape sites, don't email people who bounced repeatedly, don't use all caps anywhere, don't use exclamation point, don't use video flash, etc. So I can go through and just add those, and now they're all here in that outline. Once I get that outline done, I can simply copy it and then open up Google Docs, Word doc, text doc, whatever, paste it, and here's my outline. And then all I have to do is go write about each one of those things. So if you're a person who says, you know what, Don, I don't like writing copy because I'm not a very good writer. But if you had something that said, okay, I want you to just write me 5 sentences about following a consistent schedule in your email and how that can help you in your email deliverability rate. Now, you may not know anything about email deliverability, but let's just imagine this is something that you know something about. Could you write 5 sentences about that? Great. Now let's go on to the next one. Avoid spam traps and blacklists. If you know about how to do that, go write 5 sentences about that. It's really easy. What this thing does is it's designed to make it easy for you to write. Or let's go back here to the article, to the tool. I can also share it. So I've hired a writer who doesn't even live in my city. All I have to do is share this with him or her. And what ends up happening is they now have the outline for the article that I want them to write. And that article is designed from the ground up to be the best of the web because I've included everything important that everybody in the top 50 articles has written about. Do you think we're going to create a great article? Do you think there's a possibility that article might actually get ranked well in Google as a result of doing some research about what are the things that need to be talked about and then talk about those things? That's the power of this tool. And the cool thing is, you order that report. Here's how you order the report. You go to a certain spot in the program and you say email deliverability. That's the subject that I want to do a search on. And you press a button. and it goes and spends maybe 3 to 5 minutes because it's got a lot of work to do. It's got to go to all 50 top sites and go grab all the information from those 50 top sites and put them all into their program. But when that's done, 2, 3, 10 minutes later, you've got those outlines. And so you just have to go right to those outlines. And when I said right to those outlines, I mean WRITE to those articles, to those outlines. It's already told you this is what your outline ought to be. Now just go write it. Okay? All right. So let's go back to the program. Let me scroll down and show you a couple of other things. And so this is the part that I love, is that you've got literally 50 articles worth of outline here. I wish they'd go, by the way, one more step and go grab all these and put them into a single list that says, okay, here are the H2s, H3s, H4s that are most frequently used. Give us that information. And that's even more powerful. ContentPace people, if you're watching this, give us that too. That'll be even better. Okay, now let's go on. Remember, I told you that I was also going to tell you about ways that you can get ideas to improve your content. All right, so here's a section called Relevant Questions to Answer. What it does is it goes out to different places. This one's got Quora, Reddit, People Also Ask, which is in Google. And it's saying, here are the things that people are asking about this. Now, think about this for just a minute. So, okay, what do email deliverability and email open rates mean? If you knew something about this category, don't you think that would be a really good YouTube video? Don't you think that would be a really good blog post? Don't you think that would be a really good social media post? Hey, while we're at it, don't you think that that would be a great email to people? So one of the things that happens all the time is that people who are in the content business, they hesitate to write a lot of emails because they're afraid they're going to give away their entire course. Well, you know what? If people are interested in email deliverability, they're interested in the things that are on this list of relevant questions to answer. And so why not just go answer all of these questions? Turn each one of them into a video, into a social media post, into a blog post, into an email. Just go through and answer the ones that apply, and you've got yourself, 3 months worth of content here. And all you have to do is take the knowledge out of your brain and give it to people. Okay, so I love this little section because it helps me ideate and figure out what to create content about. Okay, down here we've got important words. Again, ignore this is used 10 to 20 times on the page. Ignore all that. That's just going to get you in trouble. But hey, you probably ought to talk about spam complaints somewhere in your article. You probably ought to talk about getting a dedicated email IP address to email from. You probably ought to talk about email deliverability testing. You probably ought to talk about sending relevant emails. All those things should be in your article. They're identifying key elements that should be there. Then here we also have alt texts. So an alt text is when you put a picture up, you will also put alt text around describing what that picture is. So what this does is, hey, as long as it's grabbing information, it might as well go grab what the alt text are. I don't particularly use this, but it's there. It's available to you if you wish to use it. Now, one more key thing that is in this, and that is this. They have gone and looked at the outgoing links that each of these top 50 articles have in them. Okay, so for example, here's SenderScore. It's a site that helps you determine whether or not how healthy your email list is. And so what this is saying is that this article, this mail trap article, which was the one that was second ranked in that ranking, is linking to SenderScore. So you may want to, don't know what SenderScore is, you may want to go research it. It could be a really good tool, could be something that you may want to link to, or it could be something that you may want to create a whole piece of content about. Here's another one, clean.email, another really good one. Sleek Note is a really good, it has a thing on the best time to send emails out. So if you just go down this, hey, it's quite long. There's a bunch of things there that are listed in the kinds, in all the links that are being linked out to from these different articles. Okay? That's how you use this tool. So I'm going to go back to me. Oh, by the way, let's go back to that for just a second. DonCrowther.com/getContentPace. I'd appreciate it if you're going to get it. Go look at it, go grab it from there. That's my affiliate link for this. All right. Now let's go back and let me just summarize here for just a moment. The reasons why I really like this program, the reason why I'm recommending this program to you is, number one, it saves me time. Number two, as it's saving me time, it's doing it by giving me great information. So it's giving me the information I need to create a great outline. So if I go to ChatGPT and I say, outline an article on email deliverability, ChatGPT is going to give me an outline. But how do I know whether the elements that are in that outline are actually the things that people want to know, that Google thinks are important about this particular subject, that the top that will get me ranked high on Google for those? See, that's why I prefer data over AI just giving me stuff. This is a great example of using AI to go get data quickly and easily, and then let it go through the biggest intelligence generator in the world, your brain, to turn out great results after that. So I love it for the data purpose. I also love it because it gives me great ideas. Anytime I'm suffering for ideas, I can go here, run a report, and immediately have a whole bunch of ideas of things that I could talk about, do a video about, write about, social media post about, along that area that will help my audience, you, do your job better and improve your life. That's the kind of tools I want to use in my life. That's why I recommend this ContentPace, DonCrowther.com/getContentPace. Love to have you try that. There's a free trial. Let me know how it goes, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.